Yes, interesting. Oh, hey there, YouTube. Didn't see you there. I was really getting into my book. Nah, I'm just kidding. I did see you there. I'm a professional actor, though. You probably didn't know that I saw you, but I did. So today, I am making a video, in response to one of the comments I got on my last video. If you haven't seen it already, my last video was about the JET program interview. About what to expect in the interview. This video, though, is going to be more about if you get in and you get placed in a rural area like myself, or at least I'd consider it rural. I'll get into that. What to do about public transportation, or what to expect, and whether you need a car or you should get a car and whatnot. So that's what we will be talking about today. If that doesn't interest you, you may want to move on to the next video or watch a movie or go on Netflix instead. But if that does interest you, then listen in. So, J'ai LaGlace wrote in the comments on my last video, in quotes here, "I know that if we do get accepted, chances are we will be placed in a rural area. Is it that hard to get public transportation? Because I do not intend to buy or rent a car. Would they place me somewhere more near public transportation if I tell them my concern? Thank you so much." If you tell them, well, first of all, I'm going off the theory that you mentioned in your application that you don't want to get placed in a rural zone. If that's the case, you probably won't get placed in a rural zone, because I mean, I'll talk about that at the end. But if you did say you're okay with a rural zone, listen in. Okay, so my scenario, I'm placed on an outer island in Okinawa Ken. So if you don't know the geography of Okinawa, there's the main island in which Naha is situated. Pretty big city. I think it's about 1.5 million, and then you got Okinawa City and whatnot. Those people there are fine with the public transportation. They can take the bus or the monorail. But I am placed on an outer island. So, what is that, you might ask? An outer island. Well, they vary in distance from the main island. Mine is 210 kilometers to the southwest of the main island of Okinawa. There are some that are like 20-minute boat ride. So I don't know what the situation for those ones is. But my situation is I do have a car. Do I need it? I would say most definitely, because I have 8 schools. So 2 of them are on an island which I have to take a boat to. So it's like an outer island of an outer island, if that makes sense. That one, out of the 2 schools on that island, one of them is close enough that I can take the bus on that island to the school, and it is, as far as I know, that bus on that island is the only reliable bus in this whole area of outer islands that I know of. There is no other reliable bus, and this bus is only there after the 7:40 a.m. ferry, which I have tomorrow. And if you don't catch it, you don't catch it, and you got to walk all the way up the hill to that school. The other school, though, which is situated on the other end of this island, which would be like a good hour walk if you didn't have a car. That one I get a ride with one of my teachers. They're nice enough to drive me, which is awesome. But my other schools, I drive to. I have a K car, and I drive to them, and without that K car, I wouldn't be able to get to them. I thought this island was small when I was looking at it through Google Earth, and I was very wrong, and the ALTs told me before I got here, get a car, and I listened to them. I bought my predecessor's car. Everyone else on the island, there are 5 ALTs, 5 municipal ALTs. They have cars as well, and then there are 2 prefectural ALTs. They have cars. One of the girls on the island, she also teaches on this this outer island that I go to, but she's there more frequently. She's there like twice a week, I think, and she ended up investing in a moped for that. So I'll go on to talk about that in a second. Just quickly though, talk about other people's scenarios. As far as I know, I have I have a few friends from the city that I come from, Ottawa, and they out of all of them, I know one of no three of them are in rural zones, and they all have cars as well. So I'm assuming that this information also pertains to the mainland. If you're placed in a rural area, chances are the bus system is very unreliable, because I know the one here on the main outer island that I'm on. I hope I'm not confusing you guys, but the bus is, I don't even think there's a schedule. It might come between a certain time, and like the time gap is an hour. Like it might come at 9 a.m. or it might come at 10 a.m. but you don't know. And is that reliable if you're going to work? Probably not. So that's all I know about the people on the mainland. I wish I could tell you more, but that's all I know. I was gonna go into cars in Japan. So your options, because if you get placed in a rural zone, I'm almost betting with a like 90% certainty that you're probably gonna need a vehicle, or at the very least a bicycle. So good news though is that Japan has something called K cars, spelled KEI, and then cars, CARS. Anyways, K cars are they're small, they're very efficient on gas, and they're not expensive. They're kind of like a smart car. They run on a smaller engine. They don't go very fast. I think the top speed might be 100 kilometers an hour, if that. But that's fine. It gets you from point A to point B. And I have a K car, and in regards to cost, because you're probably wondering, well, how much do they cost? They will run you used anywhere from as cheap as maybe $1,000, but that one might be like running on Shaken and whatnot, and that is Shaken. Remember that I can discuss that in another video later on. But anyways, I just don't want to get off topic. Anyways, the 1,000 will be the cheapest. I'd probably recommend spending around 2,000 to 3,000 on them, just to get a reliable one that's a more recent model that won't break on you within a few months, kind of thing. If that's too expensive for you, because I understand some people come to Japan on a tight budget, you can get a moped. Mopeds are under $1,000. Some of them are like $500. And if you're really lucky and your predecessor has one and they're selling it, they might sell it to you for like $200-300. And even better, if your predecessor's really nice, they might even just give you the car if it's really old. So there's always that too to remember, is that you're usually buying your stuff off of your predecessor, so they usually give you a good deal because you're buying all their stuff off them. Lastly, your last mode of transportation that you could invest in is bicycle. They're pretty cheap, and if you only have one or two schools that are within close enough distance, it might just be worth getting a bicycle, even for the first month or two if you're really tight on money, and then getting a car or a moped after, because your jet salary is going to be pretty decent. You'll realize, if you're not used to having a salary job, after a month or two of saving a little bit, you'll start to see that you have money to buy a car. So if you're smart about it, you could do that. Other things to keep in mind though is that if you requested to be in a suburban area or a city, you might get it. There are so many people out there that say, oh, all the positions on the JET program are in the sticks out in the countryside, which is not that's not true, because there are a lot of positions in the cities. They require ALTs just as much as the countrysides do. So if you request the city, you might get it if you're the right candidate for it. So there's that to think about too. And in the city, the transportation is great. Also, if you've been watching the news, you'll know that they plan on increasing the amount of ALT positions via JET program in the next 6 years. So there's that too. So they're obviously gonna be focusing a lot of that money to the cities, and then some of it to the countryside. And yeah, there's that. I hope that this video helped you out. J'ai LaGlace. Hope it helped you out. If you guys have any more questions, post it in the comments. Let me know, and I'll try and answer them. And if I like the question, I might even make a video like this one. Aside from that, good luck on those of you that have yet to do your interview, and those of you who have done your interview. Sit back, relax, don't dwell on it, because it's just gonna eat at you if you dwell on it. Even if you did amazing, after a week or two, if you start dwelling on it, you'll find things that you did wrong, and you'll start doubting yourself. Don't do it. I did that, and I'm being a hypocrite telling you not to do it, but try not to. And yeah, that's it. I look forward to hearing about your stories, because I went through the same process, so it's fun to hear about it, and it's fun to answer your questions. Best of luck, guys.